Greetings, and welcome to another World of Warships. This one I think is going to be the last game I've played in the Fuso for a while, because I've just unlocked the Nagato. And it went much the same way many of my Fuso games go. So, I like to load AP to start with, and try and get it done before the timers for the battle starts, so I don't waste any time starting to load HE and having to reload. I also like to get my turrets turning nice and quickly, because they do take a while to get round. So if I know which way I'm going, I can already have the turrets turning before I start off. I kind of like to head out to A on this one. I'm quite familiar with fighting out there, and it's got more space to manoeuvre. C, it's got a nice long firing line, but if you need to cut across into the middle, it's a very tight channel, and anything with torpedoes is just going to wreck you in there, especially in a battleship. B, there's often destroyers in there, and I'm so tired of fighting destroyers in my battleships. I've been doing it for the last couple of days, and it's just, no, enough of that. But we've got a Nagato, and I think a Congo coming this way. Though it might be a Miyogi. The Warspite's heading to C. Couple of destroyers, couple of cruisers. It's a nice force we've got coming this way. Now I'm slowing down to half speed in case that battleship pops up again and I can get some shells on him. Which handily makes his first salvo miss. Now, the Nagato next to me eats most of that torpedo spread. And my initial salvo dropped that Fuso to just around half health. I can tell from the angle the smoke's coming out of his stack that he's moving at around full speed, but I've still overled that shot a little bit. 2 hits on his bow for a grand total of 534. More torpedo bombers coming in. The Nagato next to me appears not to be paying any attention to them at all. And I see the shots coming out from that Fuso as I'm putting mine in, so I start to turn. See if I can avoid a few of them. Now, there's quite a lot of the enemy team around here as well. Can I get the aircraft carrier? No. So, it should be a good fight. We've got a cruiser and destroyer way out front, and they're probably going to get wrecked by the amount of fire down there. And I'm not going to be able to get there in time to save them. But I'm going up to full speed to try and engage anyway. Couple of shots at that guy, because I'm probably going to reload by the time I get over here anyway.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Pretty good hit, happy with that. Looks like the cruiser and the destroyer are trying to pull out, but that's a little late. And there goes the cruiser. Speculative shots, and just fire the rest. Now the cruiser that just went down is whinging about the fact that all of the guns were focused on him, but he was pretty much the only guy that could be seen. Now his smoke suggests he's not going at full speed. A few more hits on him and he starts to turn away. He doesn't like that anymore. But there's plenty of targets out here. Not best aimed shots I've ever fired. Now that somebody's starting to shoot at me and has kind of got the range, vary the speed, see if I can put his next few shots off. Now the other battleship with me, the Myogi, has turned away. And pop off a health thing because I've been hit a few times. Really quite like to finish that Fuso off.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Now, dropping to a quarter there both gave me accuracy and meant a bunch of those shots went long. Now, our team's managed to make a clump while the enemy is spread across in a firing line. I'm not hugely happy about that. That Nagato is basically just sitting still and raining fire because nobody's shooting at him. So I decided to change that for him. Six hits, 2,500 damage. That's the battleship slot machine. Those are probably going to go behind him because he started moving. A couple of hits, but again, 267 damage. That's nothing to a Nagato. But getting towards the edge of the map, I've had to make a choice about which way to turn. I've gone for away from the enemy because most of my team is away from the enemy, and I don't need to be in there on my own. It does mean, however, that I've just taken my front turrets out of the fight for the next, I don't know, minute or so that it'll take them to turn around. Now, we've got C, and the Warspite and the cruiser over there are coming back across. We're not dramatically behind yet. It's even on ship kills. We are somewhat behind on points. This might hurt. Yeah, that was a Citadel hit. And there's that Fuso I'd still like to finish off. Taking a guess at where he's going to be. Again, the smoke's streaming backwards out of his funnel, suggested full speed. Couple of hits, nothing special. The Nagato's hit the side of the map, probably tunnel visioning at me or the other battleship with me. Now, normally I like to focus my fire, but I'm trying to spread it around here so nobody thinks that they're not being shot at, because then they might sit still and actually aim. I'm trying to cut back in a bit and help this Nagato out. Don't want to lose him. I sort of underestimated how quickly that thing reverses. Otherwise I'd have led it a little further. But some of them still hit. Unfortunately, we have lost the Nagato. That's not going to help. Now, the Warspite is in B at the moment, capping it.
Returning the ship.
I'm trying to strike a balance here between manoeuvring to throw their aim off and staying still to aid mine. Bit of a smack from the dive bombers there. And I see these torpedo planes coming in, but they drop their torpedoes very close. And trying to dodge that slowed down my fire against these guys.
Problem solved, sir.
Quick check to make sure I'm not going to hit the island. Speed back up again. Now, the Warspite in the middle has sailed straight through B and carried on coming. I'd really rather he'd stayed there and capped B, because now not only are we 300 points behind, but they have all three bases. And I'm still locked in a lopsided gunnery duel with this Nagato and his Congo friend. I don't really want to go into this channel, but I do need cover. And now the Warspite, who sailed through the base and out the other side, is telling the team to cap, because he's just realised that we're going to lose on points. Straighten up a little bit to get the guns on the Congo, because we need to kill something. Otherwise we've lost. I'm aware that there's torpedo planes coming in, but I'm also aware I'm up against the rocks. There's not much I can do. That's going to hurt. Kick off my health in some desperate attempt to survive. And I did that just in time. I had 166 health at the end of that torpedo strike. But it looks like my salvo did hurt the Congo while I was doing that. The Warspite is now capping, but it's too late. He's not going to get the cap done in time. We need to kill that Congo, really. So I'm trying to bring it around to get some guns on him. The Nagato's trying to finish me off, because that will win the game for them. Oh, just too slow. So I'm fairly comfortable with my performance there. I was outgunned for most of it, and I was holding my own, not letting them advance. The team had an advantage in the middle and just chose not to cap. But looking at that and doing the maths on it, I took about 83,000 damage. The Fuso only has 57,000 hit points. Remember to use your health, boys and girls, it's important.